Alrighty, welcome to another amazing lesson of Pro Mandarin. Now here's a question. Are you too scared to speak Mandarin to a native speaker? Are you scared you'll mess up the pronunciation or grammar? The real question you should be asking is, what's so scary about Chinese? No verb conjugations, words are only 2 syllables long usually, the people are very friendly. Well, today let's learn to talk about getting scared in Chinese. But first, you're probably wondering, can I learn all this Chinese in one video? Well, let's find out. All right, we're going to add in some pronouns right now. If you're already familiar with the pronouns in Chinese, feel free to skip ahead now. If you're not familiar with them or you'd like to get a little extra practice with them, go ahead and stick around for this part. So first we have 我, which means I or me. Then we have 你, which means you. Then we have 他, which means he or him, as well as 她, which means she or her. And then the next part we have is mun, which makes all pronouns plural, such as woman, which means we or us, niemen, which means you guys, and tamen, which means them or they. All right, welcome back for those that skipped the pronoun section of this lesson. And then we have 吓到, which is who the scaring is being done to. So the person who's scaring the other person, you put just before 吓到, and then the person that's being scared is what you put after that. So what we have here then is 吓, which means to scare or be scared, and then 到 is the direction that it's happening in, okay? And then you follow that up with who it is happening to right after that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and add the pronouns in again. That way I can say stuff like I scared you, you scared me, that kind of a thing. All right, now for this next word, if you're already familiar with le, you can go ahead and skip ahead here. But for those that don't know what it means or how to use it, go ahead and stick around so you can understand a little bit more about this word. Now, le has a lot of different meanings, but for the lesson today, we're just going to use it for meaning something that's already happened. So it could have happened today, it could have happened yesterday, or just happened. But the fact is that it's something that's somewhat in the past tense, like it's been completed. So for now, just think of it that way. Instead of trying to figure out how to conjugate verbs, which is something you don't do in Chinese, we're just going to use le to help us know that something's happened. All right, cool. Hopefully that wasn't too confusing. Okay, now if we add in ma, that's the way to end a sentence. And what that does is it makes it a yes or no question. All right, now I'm going to give you a couple examples. The first one is, did I scare you? And how you would say that is, 我吓到你了吗?我吓到你了吗? All right, now let me give you another example here. You scared me. The way you'd say that is, 你吓到我了.你吓到我了. All right, now with that, let's get you some practice. Now, how would you say they scared me? 他们吓到我了.他们吓到我了. Now let's do one more example before we move on. How would you say, did you guys scare him? 你们吓到他了吗?你们吓到他了吗? All right, cool. Okay, so we're going to give you a couple choices here. We're going to put le right after xia or right before the ma. I'll explain how to pick between the two to make this a little easier for you. So then we're going to add in one other word here, which is yítiào. Yítiào means a jump or one jump or something along those lines. So what you're saying is you scared me a jump. Or you could say you scared the crud out of me or something along those lines. All right, now let me explain how this works. If we're not going to use the ma, then let's put the le right after the xia. So if it's not a question, let's just put the le right there, and then we're not going to use the le at the end. But if we're going to ask it in a question, let's put le ma at the end, like that. Okay? So how would you say, did I scare you? 我吓你一跳了吗?我吓你一跳了吗? Now, how would you say she scared me a jump, or she scared the crud out of me? 她吓了我一跳. 她吓了我一跳. Could technically put the le at the end as well. 她吓我一跳了. But it is more common to hear the le just after the xia when it's not in a question form. Now I'm going to give you one more example before I add a little extra to this. Now, how'd you ask, did you guys scare the heck out of him? 你们吓他一跳了吗?你们吓他一跳了吗? Now, if you're familiar with some of the common time frames, you can go ahead and skip ahead. If not, go ahead and stick around. So we got 今天, which is today, 昨天, which is yesterday. Then we have 晚上, which is nighttime. So to say tonight, you'd say 今天晚上. And to say last night, you'd say 昨天晚上. And then we're going to also add in gang or gangang, which means just, as in something just happened. Now with this setup, see if you can figure out how to say, I scared him last night. How would you say that? 我昨天晚上吓了他一跳。我昨天晚上吓了他一跳。All right, cool. Now, how would you say you scared me today? 你今天吓了我一跳。你今天吓了我一跳。Now, how would you ask, did he scare you just now? Or did he just scare you? 他刚刚吓你一跳了吗？他刚刚吓你一跳了吗？ Now, if you noticed, I also put the second gang in parentheses, which means that you don't necessarily have to say it, but you'll hear it both ways. So the way that you would say the same thing without the second gang is 他刚吓你一跳了吗？他刚吓你一跳了吗? Now let's go ahead and move on to the next section. But before we do that, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to this channel. It really helps me out so I can continue to make quality content like this video. All right, now back to the lesson. All right, now welcome back. Let's go ahead and change the order of some of this up a little bit here. We're going to take out the yítiào and we're going to add in 死. Now, 死 means death or to die. So in this case, we're saying scared me to death. All right. Now, how would you say you scared me to death tonight? 你今天晚上吓死我了。你今天晚上吓死我了。Now, how would you say he scared me to death yesterday? 他昨天吓死我了。他昨天吓死我了。All right, now how would you ask, did she scare you to death? 她吓死你了吗？她吓死你了吗? All right, now we're going to go ahead and rearrange things again here. This is another way that they talk about being scared in Chinese. They will put a ba just before who's getting scared, and then they'll say that they got scared. So you would say, who's doing the scaring? Ba, who got scared, and then 吓坏. Now, it could be 死 as well, or it could also be 一跳. But just for simplicity, we're going to go ahead and only use 坏. Now, 坏means to break or to be broken, but in this case, again, we're going to use it more of like you scared the crud out of me or you scared the heck out of me or something like that. So with this method, how would you say I scared the crud out of you? 我把你吓坏了。我把你吓坏了。Now, how would you say they scared the crud out of me or they scared the heck out of me? 他们把我吓坏了。他们把我吓坏了。All right, let's go over one more before we wrap up today's lesson. Now, how would you say you guys scared him? 你们把他吓坏了。你们把他吓坏了。Well, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did and haven't 点赞 or 订阅 yet, please do so now. Or in other words, please like and subscribe. Also, if you like this video and you feel you need more practice, feel free to rewatch this video as many times as you need. And if you feel ready to move on, then check out the other videos on this channel as well. I promise you'll be speaking Mandarin fluently in no time. And until next time, 下次见.